Sup guys, it's been a while since I did another ranking video. Don't worry, MCU Phase 2 will be coming out soon, okay? I just need some time. But anyways, here's something I wanted to do for a very long time. I wanted to rank all of the Spider-Man movies. So we're in this one, ranking, I'm not including Venom, Let There Be Carnage, or Morbius because Spider-Man's not the main character. Venom and Morbius are, respectively. So we're not including them. We're just going to include Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland movies and Into the Spider-Verse in this ranking. So anyways, let's get started. Coming in last place is The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I mean, who doesn't agree with me? This movie is really horrible. Okay, first of all, we'll start with the positives. Peter and Gwen's relationship in this movie, actually throughout the entire duology, was amazing. They had great chemistry with one another. And also the Gwen Stacy death scene was very heartbreaking to me. That was an extremely sad scene. But the rest of the movie is just like this giant setup for stuff that didn't even happen. And way too many subplots and way too many villains. It's like Spider-Man 3, but 10 times worse. If you know what I mean. Like, the villains, Rhino and the Green Goblin, played by Dane DeHaan, they sucked so hard. I hated them. Electro was alright. I think he did get a good glow-up in No Way Home. Like, he looks a lot better in No Way Home. But here, he's kind of cringe, if you ask me. He's like Killian. He's like Killian from Iron Man 3 here. But yeah, it's just an overcrowded, way too many subplots, way too much stuff happening in one movie. In 8th place, we have Spider-Man Far From Home. I mean, okay, this is an alright film. It's like, I feel like this is like the most average film in the Spider-Man canon. Like, it's not amazing, but it's not like garbage. It's just right in the middle. I think this is a fine film. It kind of goes a little bit too much into the teen romance side of things. Like, that's like half the subplot. It's half teen romance and half teen superhero movie. I think Tom Holland's great. He's my favorite Spider-Man, you know that. Mysterio he wasn't a horrible villain. But he wasn't a bad villain. He's also kind of mid. This whole movie is pretty mid to me. It's not horrible, but it's definitely not great. 7th place, we've got Spider-Man 3. This is actually quite the underrated film, if you ask me. It's definitely not perfect, but it's definitely not horrible. I think there's a lot of good stuff in this film. It's definitely pretty underrated. There's just like a little. They have this movie. Okay, first of all, starting out with the good. This movie has pretty good, like, individual plots, if you mean. Like, Symbiote Spider-Man was really great. Even Bully Maguire. Everyone loves Bully Maguire. Whole point of this movie is just that. But anyways, yeah, and then he's also got just a lot of great stuff packed in. The only downside I have with this movie is Venom. I think I talked about him in my Raimi Trilogy Villains Ranked video, but Sam Raimi, he didn't want to include Venom but then the producer said they did. I think he's a horrible villain. I hate how he shows his face every 5 seconds. He's just too extra. Speaking of villains, Sandman was a alright villain. He's not bad. I just don't like how they tied him into Uncle Ben's death. That's all I hate. And then also the new Goblin, Harry Osborn, pretty great villain. I think his arc throughout the entire trilogy was pretty good, and he left it off on a satisfying note. But overall, I think there's some really stupid decisions, like the Gwen Stacy kiss. That was pretty bad. I don't know why he did that. He, learned nothing from Spider-Man 2. But other than that, fine movie. Perfectly average, fine movie. Pretty underrated, if you ask me. In 6th place, we've got Spider-Man Homecoming. This is quite an amazing film. I think I do like how it more focuses on the teen side of things more than like the Spider-Man side. And you guys know that Tom Holland is my favorite Spider-Man. I don't know, maybe some of you guys know that, but he is my favorite Spider-Man and will be for the rest of my life. Also, this movie is really nostalgic for me because it was the first Spider-Man movie I've seen. Yeah, I know. I never seen any of the... I never even heard of The Amazing Spider-Man or the Raimi trilogy back then. But yeah, it's a great kickoff to Tom Holland. I love the high school feel. Vulture was an amazing villain. I just like how he's like, he's just feels like he's just been wronged by the system and stuff like that. He's a really good villain. He's better than Mysterio. That's a fact. But this is just a fun film. I like the Tony Stark. I like how Tony Stark's in this movie. I think it's pretty amazing that they managed to put him in here. Yeah. And he made one of the best meme lines ever. So, that's what I think of Spider-Man Homecoming. This is going to be controversial. Number 5, we have Spider-Man 2. Don't get me wrong. There is a lot of good in this movie. It's just, I do think there's a lot going for Spider-Man 2. I just think the 4 above it are just better. Just better movies overall. So, let's start with the positives. Amazing. Tobey Maguire gives an amazing performance as Spider-Man. He's not my favorite, but he's great. He's great as Spider-Man / Peter Parker. I like how the idea of him losing his powers and trying to struggle between the balance between home and superhero life. I think though that's a good idea, executed even better. Doc Ock was an amazing villain. He's not the best villain, but he's definitely up there with the best villains. He's definitely like one of the best Spider-Man villains we've ever got. And this early into... But yeah, the only problem I have with this movie is MJ. Man, she is so annoying. She's very indecisive. She just doesn't know who to pick. Like, she freaking left John Jameson at the altar embarrassed. Like, who on earth does that? Why didn't she just cancel the wedding and decide to be with Peter? So, but yeah, I think it's an amazing film. I like how we get to explore Doc Ock before he's crazy and villainous. Yeah, that's what I think of this movie. It's fun, entertaining, and great. And 4th place, another maybe controversial opinion, is The Amazing Spider-Man. After the success of the Raimi trilogy, or at least 2/3 of it, Sony had the difficult idea of bringing Spider-Man back in a new way. I think, but the way they did it here was pretty amazing. Yeah, that was a really bad joke. Anyways, yeah, I think this is a pretty underrated film. I love the dark theme of this movie. It gives Spider-Man a new way to like express himself in a dark setting. Because we're always getting light settings with Spider-Man. Now here we can get some dark ideas and settings. I think Andrew Garfield's he's a great Spider-Man. Not the best. He's probably the least good Spider-Man, the worst Spider-Man, but he's still amazing. There we go again. In the role. I think there's just so much to love about this movie. First of all, I love this suit. I really wish they kept this suit in the second movie. I don't know why they changed it. But that's it's just not great, first of all. And then of course, the Peter and Gwen relationship. Andrew and Emma have amazing chemistry. Like I said in the second one, it's really great. And I just really wish this movie. I wish this theme and tone and stuff like that was just in the sequel. And a lot of people just dunk on this movie because of how bad the second movie is. But I think it's good. It does what it can do, and it's a fine fun action film. Alright, bringing us into the top 3, we've got the bronze medal goes to the first Spider-Man movie. Okay, the very first Marvel movie, technically. I guess it's kind of the first Marvel movie, but it's the first movie to use a Marvel intro. So that's why I added it here. But anyways, this already, just like from the moment this thing hit in theaters, it was a smash hit. It was just amazing. Everybody was being fine. I actually liked MJ in this movie. This is like the only one she was kind of fine in. I mean, she's obviously just screaming, but in 2 and 3, she gets very annoying and very selfish and very indecisive. But in here, she's sort of okay. But anyways, amazing. This is just like a great kickoff. Without this movie, none of the other movies would exist. Like, seriously, none of them would even exist. It's a great kickoff. Tobey Maguire gives his best. Kirsten Dunst is okay with what she has. Uncle Ben's pretty great here. He's not my favorite Uncle Ben, but he's good. I kind of like the Amazing Spider-Man Uncle Ben better. This one's fine too. He's just more iconic. That's it. Green Goblin, probably the best Spider-Man villain we've ever got. Willem Dafoe gives himself his best performance like ever. It's so great. Our runner-up is Into the Spider-Verse. The goal I give this movie is No Way Home before No Way Home. It's the ultimate gift for comic book fans who want to see all these different Spider-Mans from different universes together. Kind of like No Way Home, if you ask me. But I like the way they introduced Miles. Miles is an amazing character. I think his introduction here was great. Peter B. Parker was a fine villain too. I mean, fine side character. He's horrible. I kind of wish they didn't kill the current universe Spider-Man. I wish he just teamed up with Miles instead of Peter B. Parker, but it's okay. All the other Spider-Men, like Spider-Ham, Spider-Noir, Spider-Gwen, Penny Parker, and I think there was one more. No, that's it. Were pretty fun. They had their own moment to shine. But it's just a fun film. Kingpin was a pretty awesome villain. He's extremely violent. This movie is extremely violent. I think it's pretty insane. Really good redemption for Sony Pictures too, because after the Emoji Movie, which I, to be honest, kind of liked. I think it was a fine film. But anyways, yeah, for Into the Spider-Verse, an amazing gift for all comic book fans. But easily coming in first place, we've got Spider-Man No Way Home. I mean, like, bro, there's no way that a movie could be this good. Definitely the best movie of MCU Phase 4. Like, right now, unless Black Panther Wakanda Forever, maybe. I really hope that movie ends up being good. Sort of good. At least a little bit. But yeah, just wow. A gift for all Spider-Man fans. And remember when I said Spider-Verse is like a gift for all comic book fans? No Way Home is a gift for all Spider-Man movie fans. Just everybody in this movie gives it their best shot. Okay, the first 20 minutes or so was kind of just to set up the entire movie. That was a fun film. That wasn't that great. It was very set-up-y, if you ask me. But then the rest of this movie, once you get past the bridge scene with Doc Ock, becomes amazing. Doc Ock, Willem Dafoe, Jamie Foxx as Electro. They all give their best. They're all their best performances out there. Lizard and Sandman were kind of there, but the best part is when those two spiders, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, when they come out the portal, people lost their freaking mind. They were like amazing. They all had such great chemistry with one another. Like, it was amazing. It was like they're actually brothers just talking to each other. Literally the entire film. That's literally the entire thing. And when everybody forgets Peter Parker, my God, dude, that's emotional. It's just, and when Peter 3 saved MJ, Charles Jones, it's also extremely sad. A good redemption because he couldn't save Gwen. Yeah, it was just like it just surprises you every turn. It's emotional, it's amazing, it's heartbreaking, especially the ending. I really want them to remember Peter again, even though it's gonna ruin the whole point of the spell. I would still love them to come back. But yeah, I just think this is just a fun film, and just nothing can beat it. Right, let's recap. In 9th place, we got The Amazing Spider-Man 2. In 8th place, we got Spider-Man Far From Home. In 7th place, we got Spider-Man 3. In 6th place, we got Spider-Man Homecoming. In 5th place, we got Spider-Man 2. In 4th place, we've got The Amazing Spider-Man. In 3rd place, we've got Spider-Man, the original from 2002. In 2nd place, we got Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And in 1st place is Spider-Man No Way Home. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe and turn the bell notification on so you don't miss a video. And I will see you guys in the next video.